Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. This morning I thought I would take you guys through a sketching session. I'm going to start getting into my morning sketching again. I have been ignoring my sketchbooks and not loosening up before I try to get into larger, more finished pieces. I air quote because I don't intentionally go into a piece thinking it's going to be a finished, like, sellable piece. I usually go into a piece just because that's what I feel like drawing today. I thought I would show you the cute little things that I got myself spur of the moment. I went to Michael's and got myself some paper, and I got these a couple of months ago, these two little guys at the art store. And I just thought they were so adorable, and they live on my desk and they make me happy. So I thought I'd show you these guys. I thought they were cute. And then when I was at Michael's, I couldn't not pick up this cute Artist Loft drawing pad book situation. Sketchbook. That says right there what it is. 75-pound paper. I don't normally get that. There's 80 sheets. But it was too cute, you guys. I couldn't not pick it up. And they have them on a little end cap in different colors, and I stood in front of that end cap for about 10 minutes contemplating, do I need one? Do I want one? Yes, I really want one. No, I don't need one. Well, crap, now what color do I get? And it was like $4, so I don't know why I was hemming and hawing, but it has a cute little elastic, which is always handy. And then it just has, you know, drawing paper in it. These are traditional drawing paper. And I tend to break the binding on things a little bit and make the book do what I want, but it lays pretty flat. I mean, let's test it. Well, I guess I might need some clips when I get to the middle. But I thought it was so cute, and I wanted to show you before I dig into it and do any sketching. Isn't it adorable? Now, moving on. I don't need this, but I'm going to. This is something I do with all of my sketchbooks. I snip. If it's not in or on the sketchbook in some way, what the sketchbook is, I take the information and I tape it into the back of the book. Just because later on, while doing a video, or later on when I want to use the book, I won't remember what it is. Like, what is this? Why do I have this book? What kind of paper is inside of it? Well, it feels like drawing paper, but I'm not quite sure. So I usually use some of my pretty washi tape. Let's just pull out a drawer here. I have an acrylic bin full of washi tape. I just got all these pretty colors. Let's use a green since it's in a green book. How about... I'm really digging this green one, but ooh, this one's pretty. I love washi tape. This one's got little deers on it, look. Oh, there we go. See, it's got little deers on it. It's so cute. I dig it. Alright, at any rate, I'll go ahead and just tape this little baby in here. I'll wrap that around the end. I don't mind it doing that. And then later on, when I'm doing a video or deciding what I want to use for the day, I can just flip to the back and know what's in my book. Yeah, cute, cute. I love this tape so much, we're going to put it in here a couple times. Maybe we'll put some up here, we'll put it down here, because it's cute. Alright, so the purpose of this video... where that debris came from. I had leaves on my table for a sketching session and they made a mess everywhere. Let's just trim that edge, make it pretty, put my scissors back, a little bit of washi tape decorating my book. Alright, so that's that. I'm messing around with that. Set it aside. Now, my table is usually kind of a disaster. I leave a lot of things out. I don't know if anybody else works like this, if their desk is an absolute disaster, or if you're one of those people that needs to start with a super clean desk every time you draw. I tend to leave stuff everywhere until I'm done with it. And then I pick up and clean the desk and I move on to the next project. This is going to be a daily sketchbook session that I would like to film. Most of them are going to go up on Patreon. But for today, I thought we would go ahead and I could show you guys what I do in my daily sketch sessions. If you haven't been around the channel or seen one of my older videos, I usually get on either Unsplash or Pixabay, and I will go to Photos, and then I will just scroll up, and whichever picture grabs my attention first is the one we draw. And it doesn't need to be something terribly interesting or gripping. It can be something as simple as, ooh, that's cute. Let's try and draw that. But I'm in my animals book today, so the first animal that we see is a kangaroo. So we're going to draw this guy. He is, well, he's kind of cute. He's a kangaroo. Why not? So I do that, and I set this up here. Oops, and then I turned it off because I fat fingered the button on the side. All right, so we do that, and then we open up our sketchbook to the next. See, this is the Animals Sketchbook, so we have animals in here, and we just get a clean page. And I make notes, and I do all kinds of scribbling in my sketchbook. Now on the table, as you saw in the clip that I opened with, I have an array of things on my table. This particular bin is my living room bin. I brought it back here because this is the one I use for sketching sessions. It has a plethora of supplies in it to just grab without thinking. I have a selection of Copic liners, a couple of gray liners. This one is a Winsor & Newton gray liner, size 5, and this is a Pigma Micron brush pen in the gray color. I got those in an art box. It's not something I bought on purpose. I think they're cool. I have a Kiritake, I think that's Kiritake, are you? Yes, I have a Kiritake pen in here. This is a Copic liner in blue, 0.3, and then these came in an art box. These called Copic multi-liners came in an art box. So these are the ones I keep in the living room, and then I have an array of like deco pens, brush, gel, just stuff. There's a couple liners. That's this side here, and then this is whoops, you're in the wrong spot. This side over here is pencils and there's a couple pens in here, and then different colored pencils that I've gotten in art boxes. Plus this is the guy I leave in here. This is my Sakura Sumo Grip 0.05 I got in an art box. I love these. They have erasers on the ends, which are refillable. I have 2 of them. I have this one in a 0.9, which stays on the desk, and this one in a 5, which stays in the bin. I love mechanical pencils. I didn't think I would, but I do. So I have those guys out, and then I have out my cup of just different graphite pencils that I have on the desk, and my cup of different charcoal pencils on my desk, and some blending tools and a sharpener. There's paint brushes, but I don't have any paint out because I don't paint in these usually, because it's just drawing paper and it doesn't tend to take it very well. I mean, I have painted in here, but I tend to use my colored pencils, ink, this guy is done in ink and my Neocolor 2s, and then some just graphite drawings practicing deer. So today we're gonna do this kangaroo dude. Let's stop talking and get to sketching, right? I'm gonna zoom in a bit so you can see the page I'm working on. And there we go. Oh, sorry about that bouncy cat. Stop bouncing. Thank you. These drawing sessions are just what they are. They're just me scribbling on the page. I tend to, sometimes I get in depth and I will go crazy with a detailed drawing. Just depends on my mood, honestly. So little snout. And then neck, shoulders here, and that arm right about here. Scroll up a bit, there we go, so we can see that there's his little hand. So this is actually going down like this, and pretty long. And there's his hand on the bottom. And we have the other one behind, which we'll worry about later. And then we have his tummy area here. And then his rumpus is kind of rolling off the page. Alright, so there we go. There's our basic shape. Let's get in here and get some. Now, I'm interested to know how you guys sketch. Do you go in with basic shapes? Do you, this is something I'm practicing. I don't generally go in with basic shapes first. Generally, I start with the eye, wherever that might be, whatever shape that might be, and I put it in the general size that I would like my, if it's alive, like if it's a living and it has an eye. If it's a building, obviously, I start with basic shape of one building and build off that. But for creatures, I tend to start with the eye and then get lost in details. And I forget to get the proportions correct, which generally when I draw like this, because you're building off the shape of one thing, your proportions are going to be in relation pretty close. If you're, like, it's just the way I've always drawn, self-taught. So teaching myself to not get lost in the details right at the get is a challenge. And talking and drawing is a challenge. Generally when I'm drawing, most artists, I would imagine, when you're really getting into your art, you find chatting while arting to be a challenge. We'll just come around like this. I do think out loud like this though. Well, this goes here and that goes there. There's a little shadow here. And the shadow comes all the way down behind the head like this. And it kind of widens right here. And it's pretty dark. And there's a little glow on the edge of that fur right there, and then there's a shoulder. Also, I got lost. See this is details for me. There's a little shadow here. There's this. The back of his other ear is back here. So we'll put that in. We'll just kind of put some lines on it so that it's different from the front. There we go. And then this cheekbone is pretty in shadow down that jawline. Got a pretty prominent jawline happening. Down like this. This section kind of reminds me of a llama or camel. Maybe cows and horses with that muzzle. Like that. And then there's a glow of white fur underneath that whole section. We have that nostril and that nose. A little bit of face indents happening. And that muzzle there. And there's a little bit of, there's all kinds of hair stuff happening. Like there's a little bit of crazy top hair happening. We're not going to get worried about the fur, right? Get out of those details. Get out. And then there's the chest, which comes down into that arm. Right there. And it's got a little elbow action happening here. That forearm. Highly muscled creature. Alright. There's a side of his claw situation. And yes, kangaroos have claws, large ones. I don't know if you've ever seen Kangaroo Jack, but yeah, that's not fake. Kangaroos can get pretty big and they can kick your butt. I'm going to put the shadow in of that back hand and shadow there. Going up, 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 like that. That's the back one, alright? And there's this back thumb there. Okay. And then we have a little bit of fur here for the tummy. And then this comes down, and then it kind of falls off the page right there. Kind of right there. And right here. And be mindful of like the way the fur is flowing, because that helps give form. Even in your sketches, it helps give your creatures form, any of your objects. He's got a little muscular indent situation happening right about there. And then this is in shadow. And there's a shadow and dark fur on the back. Now I purposely start with a small pencil because if I have one of these guys, this is a ebony black drawing pencil, I'll get in here and I'll start rendering. I'll start getting in fur and really deepening shadows and getting in form. And instead of having a sketching session, I'll have a finished drawing on one page in my book. Purposely lightening up my touch and just kind of block in this back section because this back kind of comes like that. Like that. But yeah, I will get lost in the details, you guys, and I won't do any more pieces. I won't move on. So that's our first kangaroo. He's kind of funky looking. Maybe he's not terrible, right? You can tell that he's kangaroo. Then we go back and we go through that home page again. And what's the next animal? This also pulls you out of your comfort zone and makes you draw things you wouldn't normally draw. So this time we're going to draw this cow creature. And we can put him kind of down here, grazing. I'll just block that off. Let's see. We want his head to be here, coming around like this. It's mostly hair. And generally when I'm doing my drawing sessions, I have YouTube on, or music, or a TV show that I like. I'm rewatching. What am I rewatching right now? Closer, because I never got to see all of Major Crimes when it came out, and I would like to watch it. So I thought I should rewatch The Closer, get caught up on the story, you know. He's got some wild hair going on. And that mane back there. So that's what I'm rewatching right now, but that one's distracting for me because I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't put it on in the background and just, you know, go. Because I tend to catch myself actually just sitting here holding the pencil watching TV. Okay, so we've got this coming around like that. This. And you don't have to draw all the hairs, just the suggestion is more than enough. Got a little shadow there. And then the shape of his face. And it's darker fur right here and right here, so I'm going to just get that in. Right there. And there. Through there. Like that. And there's a jawline here, but then it gets dark again. And then there's his, kind of gently swoops out like that, comes up to here, and then we've got these massive antlers? Horns? Horns. I think on cattle they're called horns. Coming up and out of frame. And you can finish it off. You can take artist license and finish off the shape if you want to. You don't have to let it roll out of frame if you don't want to. Okay, this goes up. Got that a little misshapen, so it goes up and then out of frame. And then this gets skinnier over here. And we have shadow, so we'll just erase this line here because it's too far out. And yeah, get that shadow in along that edge. Right there. And then texturing. 'Cause it's got, see, I love to draw antlers and horns because they have so many cool textures, as do like beaks on birds, and yeah, I really enjoy drawing birds, all the feathers and the beak and all the different textures is what really gets me. There, and then we have a pretty prominent shadow along that bottom ridge right there, like that. And then over here, this horn is kind of swooping down and then up, out and up, like that. And then out of frame. So same thing, I'm going to come down. So I'm watching the closer, which is actually really good. Forgot a lot of what's going on in the story, so I mean, that makes it new, right? It's been years and years since I've watched it too. It's on HBO Max, if anyone has HBO Max. And you're like looking for a decent show to watch. That's a good one. I enjoy it. Get some of those textures in. Some of those cool textures. Like that. And there's darkness here. That top part. And then there's a bit of texturing. And then right through here, there's a dark shadow. And there's all kinds of cool textures happening, which I'm not going to get into, but they're there. Okay. And then we can put in some grasses, right? Give it context, because it looks a little weird right now. Just pull up from the bottom of the page, like that. There's a bunch of foliage down here, and grasses. I've got another one coming up right about there, there. Foliage. And then there's a foot. There's a foot shadow right about here. This is all in shadow, which probably makes this read weird on the sketch page. Can we tell that it's a cow? Yeah, alright, cool. But this is all dark through here. So we're just gonna scribble it in, and around that horn we'll get nice and dark, like that. There. And then this side's pretty light. We've got fur. And there's a shoulder right about there. There's chest. There's shadow. And there's another leg way over here. These animals are massive. If you've never spent time on a farm or around horses or cows or elk or even deer are pretty big too, and densely muscled and so much strong. I mean, we think of culturally, you think of deer like as Bambi and, you know, all that soft flowing line work and such. There's the reality. The reality is that those animals are very strong, very, very strong. which was something I did not know until I touched one when I was young. I know some of you, this might be sensitive subject matter if you're vegan or vegetarian and you're anti-hunting and all of that, but I grew up around it, so it doesn't bother me. And we ate what we killed, so there's that information for you. I'm not advocating anything in particular, I'm just telling a story. And then this kind of falls off the page there. There and right about here. Let's grab, this is a Brush Marker Pro. Oh, does it tell me what color it is? It does, copper brown. Copper brown. Just for fun. And sometimes when you're sketching, you do this kind of thing and you regret it immediately. And sometimes you do it and you come back to it later and you're like, all right, I mean, it's not terrible. Go back to my story. I touched the deer that my uncle had brought down. I was on outside, and I was amazed at how muscular the body of the animal was and how dense they are. And then if you've been into a petting zoo too, any kind of zoo where you can feed the animals, the wild beasties as it were, they're remarkably strong creatures. Let's get that face in right here. You just don't expect it, because I expected the deer to be gentle and sweet, you know, because that's what they teach us princesses, right? All the animals are gentle and sweet if you're just nice to them. So silly. So yeah, there's that information. Okay, there's the back of him. That. Oh, that looks cool. Alright, I dig it. And there's his front foot. Yeah, alright. Nothing like a little color to brighten up the day. Let's go in with this. What are you? Almond, number 216. Scribble in some color for that mop of hair, and then get those horns in. Cool. Alright, let's grab, oops. I have a brown colored pencil in here somewhere. I just registered that that's probably pretty loud. But this is generally how I'm working. I had a brown one. I don't know what I did for that. I know I did. Alright, fine. Maybe we'll just go over it with this brush pen. What are you? Kuretake Dark Blossom Pink? Oh, cool. Look at the textures. I think some textures. Yeah, there we go. Dark Blossom Pink. Because our big bull loves his pink. Don't you judge him. Get some fun work in there. Yeah, alright. And then, that was fun. Let's take, what are you? Oh, you're metallic. I don't know about that. Well, for this. What are you? This one is neutral gray. And we can come in here and throw in a suggestion of grasses at the bottom, like that. And I recommend getting in your sketchbooks and doing some scribble drawings and just seeing what happens. This is my experimental phase. This one is a marker brush pro. This is a Karen one. This is a different one. It doesn't have the color on it. It's green. And I'll get the almond one. Get in here. Give some of that dry grass effect. And there we go. There's our bottom drawing. Okay. And I tend to like to keep when I do a bordered drawing, I tend to like my border to be prominent, like that. Good. All right, moving on. Next animal on the page is, and I could do this for, 40 minutes. I could do this for an hour. I could get carried away and end up sitting at the table for several hours while sipping coffee. Speaking of which. Oh, there's an eye. A horse eye. Elephant butts. Oh my gosh. We're going to draw some elephant butts next, you guys. Just so you know what I'm talking about. Isn't that cute? I love elephants. Anybody else? Love, love, love elephants. Okay. I'm going to scooch my bin over. And actually I'm going to tuck it underneath so that my page is not that guy. It's too tall. There we go. So the page is a little flatter. Looks like I've got something on my screen on my camera. I do. Gosh darn it. That's alright. It's alright. Nobody panic. Alright. Elephants are fantastic. Alright, so we have the mommy tail. Where's my pencil? Am I running out of ink? I'm running out of pencil. Alright, well, we'll grab the bigger one. There we go. We have the mommy tail here. And elephants are highly textured creatures. You do not have to worry too much about exactness in a form facing away from you. You just got to get the shadows. If you get the shadows right, the deep darks and the lights and your midtones correct, your values, it doesn't matter what color you draw with, and it doesn't matter what tools you use, it will read as what you're drawing. Okay, so her tail comes around like this. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be. Alright, she's got a cute little tail. And then we've got our little hairs coming off of it. Like that. Like that. And then we have our bottom section there. Oh, this is fun. I haven't just sketched in my sketchbooks in forever. Okay, that's good enough there. I don't want to get too carried away. Get lost in the details, and I won't have time to finish up my stuff. Alright. There's her bottom wrinkles. There's a prominent one here, and one there. And it goes up into all this crazy cool texture. all of her cool textures. And elephants have lots of folds, which is super cool. Alright, and then from here is this fold here into that leg there. And then here, kind of like that. And then there's her other leg is this direction. All the wrinkles come down, down, down. And it comes out like that into the straw. Okay. Okay, do I have her knees right about here? The other one's right about there. And this is the top of our page right there. Side of our elephant, almost straight down. It's almost straight down. There's a slight inslope there, and then it comes down like that. They are bigger than you think. Don't draw what, and these are things I say to myself as I'm working. Don't draw what you think you see, draw what you actually are looking at. And there's a bunch of textures going that way. Like that. And her little folds, and then there's folds coming this way and that way. And there's shadow down here. And then there's this leg, her knee. There's a slight gap like that, and then that line there, those lines there, dark line here, like that. All right. And there's a shadow right here that shows her form, and this leg is sweeping back right there like that. And then down into herself, and this is a tummy fold, and her tummy's hanging down here. And then we have her other leg here, her front leg, which is in a lot of shadow. Okay. That. Okay. Like that. Does it look like an elephant butt yet? Alright. Tip of the tail is pretty much running there. And then tummy there. And then it goes up. And you see this crease, that's the side of her tummy right there. And all of her wrinkles come down this way. And there's quite a few of them. And there's a little shadowing going on right through there. And then we have her shoulder here. And then we have her ear. So this is kind of important. It won't read like the back of an ear if you don't get the shape right. So there. And then out like that. Okay. Oh, this is all dark. And then there is the front portion of her ear. Right there. Like that. Okay. And right next to her, blocking the other foreleg, this is the leg that is on her left side. So her other leg is right about through here, but we've got a little bit in his little he's teensy compared to his mama. He's a little bitty dude. There. Get that basic shape of his rumpus in. Which is kind of like this. And then he's about even with that front leg. And that's where all the grasses start. And then he's little. He's just little. So he's got some little folds going on back there. Not a lot though, because he's just a youngster. So I'll get a little shadowing in on that side. That might be Mom's leg right there. Then we've got the rim of his little ear. Looks like a fan. Comes around like that. There. Okay. And then this line here is his head, and this here is his back. So there's a little bit of shadowing here, like that. And that's that backbone where his little tail is, coming down from his body into his actual little tail, which is right here. Sweeping in the same direction as his mother's. Or her mother's. It might be a little girl elephant, I don't have any idea. I have no clue. He's got a little dark tip. And then shadowing. A little shadow of that tail. Okay. Good. This is the side of him. He's got his little leg coming up. And then his front leg is right about there. Into shoulder and into neck. And then his other ear is here. We get to see this whole ear. There's a little dark shadow there on that rim, down to about there. And there's a little into the ear fold, and then there's shadowing here. And this little ear runs out and down to about there. And there we go. Elephant ear, we got some obvious lines happening there. And there's our elephant butts in the wild. Just what everyone wanted to see. Elephants fascinate me, as they do a lot of people. I think they're cool. And there we go. Mama and baby elephants. And I should probably put butts. Okay. And yeah, this is all just grasses. All up there. There's trees in front, but this is all mostly just tall grasses. And there we go. Elephant butts. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to stop the video there. I'm going to fill the rest of the spread, but not on camera, because this video is getting probably a little longer than I intended. But yeah, this is what my sketching sessions look like. Sketchbook, many tools, coffee, reference photos, and basic scribbling. And as you can see, sometimes I will get into, I missed a page. I'm going to have to go back and fill that up. Rendering pretty closely. These guys are scribbles, but these guys took a couple of hours each. And then this is just fun times. So yeah, I recommend that you get out your sketchbooks and get to scribbling. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you know, because it helps the channel grow and it helps other people see my videos as well. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.